In this video, I give AutoGPT 5 different challenges to solve, from creating a game in Python, to doing research and finding out how to write a mid-journey prompt, and to finally write a 2000-word scientific paper on Moloch and AI alignment. Let's just get started. Here are the challenges I will be giving to AutoGPT in this video. So we have challenge number 1. That is going to be read a file mission.txt in the folder. Follow the instructions inside the file. Let's take a look at the file. So we have, let me blow this up a bit. Do research and create images of baby AGI cyborg, save to file. Write 2 paragraphs about how AGI is related to AI alignment. Write a conclusion where you reflect on this topic, save to file. So what I wanted to do here is I want AutoGPT to go to the workspace folder, open up this file, read the contents and execute on the contents inside the file. So let's try that. Over here on AutoGPT we have our settings. I'm only going to go through this once. So we have the name Neo is an AI designed to autonomously execute tasks that is given in the goals. Our goal of course is to read the missions.txt file. Continue. Yes. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so let's do 10 continuous commands and see if that completes the mission. Okay, so that was done. I think this was successfully completed. Let's take a quick recap of how this went. So it started by reading our file. Perfect. The file content was, create an image of a baby cyborg, write 2 paragraphs, write a conclusion. Perfect. So it went to use the generate image command and save the image. So the prompt was generate an image of a baby AGI cyborg. Yes, we're gonna take a look at that. And then it went on to write 2 paragraphs about AGI is related to AI alignment and save the paragraphs. Perfect. Wrote 2 paragraphs here about AI alignment. Then it needed to write a conclusion reflecting on the topic of AI and AI alignment. Append the conclusion. Okay, so it went with the append. That was quite smart actually. Okay, so we started with in conclusion. Yeah, that's smart. Okay, let's take a look at the content here. Okay, maybe you can see this. So we have the baby AGI. Well done. We have the AI alignment. So it's not a long text, but you can see here we can separate this here. In conclusion, right? Flawless. Let's move on to challenge 2. And that is going to be create a working Python code that plays a simple game of tic-tac-toe. Write the file as tic-tac.py. Then write a report how this tic-tac.py code was created. Okay, so let's do that. I have all the settings completed. Continue. Yes, let's go. Okay, so this is a new feature in AutoGPT. So now it uses the Chrome browser to look up the page so you can actually see what kind of pages it is analyzing. I think this is a superb addition because it gives you more a visual idea what is happening. So yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's do a quick recap here now. So you can see we actually have the tic-tac2.py because I had to change it up a bit. So let's do a quick recap of what happened here. So let's go all the way up here. So it started by planning out browse websites to find resources, choose the simple and most efficient method, write the code, test the code, write the code to file. That's just a perfect plan, right? So it browsed some website as I probably showed you. It had a bit of a struggle here because it couldn't really find a code, but finally it found something. I think it was this one, yeah, medium. And then it had problems. It tried to evaluate the code, that worked good. It improved the code. It wanted to use a 2D list on the board and use a loop for print the board. So that was a good suggestion and it did improve that. Then it got into a struggle when writing to file because that was my bad because I already had a file name tic-tac.py in the folder. But then I went in, yeah, file has already been updated. So it tries to delete the file and write the file to code, but it couldn't find it. There was something wrong there. But I went in and said with a human feedback, you can do that in AutoGPT. You can name the file tic-tac2.py. And that kind of solved it because it went down to write the file to tic-tac2.py. Perfect. Wrote the file. And here we are. Before we go on to the next challenge, let's actually test the code it wrote to file. Okay, so here is the code. So we got import random, we got board. Do we have the run game? Yes, we have the run game. Okay, so let's test this. Okay, head over here, the background. Let's go Python tic-tac-toe.py, right? Okay, welcome to tic-tac-toe. Player X, enter your move 1. Let's do 1-1. Okay, so we entered here and he put that here. I guess we can try to go, I guess that's 2-1, right? 2-1, okay. Didn't we win now? Just go 1-3, 3-1. that was easy. It's a flaw in the AI. Congratulations, you have won the game. We just went straight down. So not the best AI opponent here. But yeah, impressive. Okay, so let's move to challenge 3. And that is gonna be browse Google to find out what a mid-journey prompt is, save it to file, then create 2 agents to write the best mid-journey text prompt for a portrait of a famous historical figure. Save the prompt to file. Then I want to write a report on how the prompt was created and why the words were chosen, and save that to file. Okay, that sounds quite interesting. So we have everything set up here. Continue. Yes, let's go. So it is trying to analyze the midjourney.com/prompts. That's perfect. So it actually goes to the source, Midjourney documentation. Okay, so it actually shut down, so that means we have something here. So just head up and see how this went. So it started out with trying to browse Google to find out what a Midjourney prompt was and save the information. As we saw, it found the documentation for Midjourney, that was perfect, and looked up that. But here, I kind of think I failed. I kind of think I prompted this wrong, because it just went, it started an agent called agent 1. The task is to write the best Midjourney prompt, right? But then it just instructed it to write the prompt straight from, that's going to be straight from the model, right? It didn't actually feed it any information it learned from the documentation. So then we kind of gonna end up with something strange. But it did create another agent to write a second Midjourney prompt. So everything was by instruction. I think kind of I instructed this wrong. So it appended that to file, the 2 prompts, that's perfect. And it wrote a report on how it did create that. We are gonna run the prompts in Midjourney anyway, just to see what we get, and we're gonna take a look at that report. Okay, so I really like how this is structured. So we have take a moment to reflect on life and the legacy of this iconic historical figure. What lessons can we learn from their struggles and triumph? Share your thoughts and insights with your fellow travelers. Okay, we're gonna run that prompt. And the second one is, wow, I never realized how much detail went into this portrait. Okay, this is gonna be strange, so I'm gonna go and run this. But first, let's take a look at the report here. So we got report on Midjourney text prompts. The 2 were created using GPT agents, perfect. 2 agents were created, given a task of writing a prompt. Yes, for a famous historical figure. The words were chosen carefully selected to encourage reflection and contemplation. The first prompt asks reader to reflect on the life and legacy. And it summarizes the Midjourney text prompts were designed to encourage reflection and contemplation and help the reader connect with the historical figure in a meaningful way. Yeah, that was good. I gotta say, it kind of nailed this. Perfect. It was very fast, no errors. Let's finally look at the 2 images. So this was the prompt from Agent 1. We can see, I think this is Martin Luther King, right? Has to be. I don't know what this is, but of course the prompt was horrible, but we always get something from Midjourney. And here we got this wrinkled old historic figure. Again, it's stunning results, but it's not on point. So will I give this a pass? I think I have to, because I kind of messed up the prompting here. I think I should have done a better job with the challenge to instruct better. But hey, it did what it said. So yeah, let's do challenge 4. And that is gonna be scrape the job postings for prompt engineer using BS4, that's Beautiful Soup, and analyze the job titles, descriptions, and salaries. Use that data to find the most in-demand skills for a prompt engineering job. Save that to file. Then we want a step-by-step guide on how to acquire those skills. Save that to file. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. We have everything set up. Continue. Yes, let's go. Oh wow, this was impressive. So let's just head all the way up here to see what it started with. So here was the plan it came up with. Use Google to search for job postings on prompt engineer. Analyze job titles, descriptions and salaries. Determine most in-demand skills and save the results to file. Yeah, that's a good thing. So it started with searching for prompt engineer job postings and it found this Indeed website. That's perfect. So it browsed that and it saved that to file, right? Or it saved it to memory, I guess. And it wrote out the job postings into a file called prompt engineering job postings. Okay, good. Then it went ahead to start an agent to delegate tasks to determine the most in-demand skills. Okay, so it did that. What are the most in-demand skills? Perfect. And it wanted to retrieve the response. It did that. And it wrote the file, the most in-demand skills for prompt engineering jobs. Yes. Then it went on to actually write a step-by-step guide on how to acquire those skills. Then it wanted to delegate an agent to find online courses and training programs for those in-demand skills. So that was not in the goal. That was just very clever. And it did that. I think it used ChatGPT again. But it found some courses, Python for everybody, Java programming. Very good. Then it wanted to use an agent to delegate the task of analyzing the job postings. So that was kind of smart. So the prompt was, please analyze the job postings we scraped earlier. So I think that was very smart. Please provide a list of the top 5 skills. So what happened here is that it looked at the data it scraped, right? And it gave out some Python were mentioned in 45 job postings. And it wrote that to file and I was happy. I think that was job completed. Let's take a look at some results here. So here were the job postings it found on prompt engineer. Okay, so that was good. And then it wrote this step-by-step guide. So it wanted to, you want to develop proficiency in programming languages, so Python, experience with cloud computing as AWS and Azure, learn about DevOps, gain experience in Docker, strong problem solving. Okay, so this is very good. And here was the top 5 in-demand skills. So it actually went through every job postings and find where Python was required in every. So that was 45. Java in 38. And here we have a list of online courses you can take for this. So we have Python for everybody, Java programming. Very clever. I was so impressed by this. Think of how much time this saves you if you want to do some research and you can just fire up this, go ahead, do something else, work on something else while this is running in the background. Very impressed. Okay, final challenge. Let's go. And that is gonna be write a 2,500 word paper about the demigod Moloch and how he relates to AI. Do research on Moloch and AI, research, save the research to file. Write the outline of the paper to research, save the outline to file. I tried to do this with 5 agents. It was a whole mess. I guess it worked kinda, but I think we're just gonna go with write the paper to out from the outline, save the chapters to file, and shut down when the paper is complete. Save the finished paper to file. I set that up here now. So let's just run this as it is and see where we end up. Okay, so we got the task complete command. So that means the paper is complete, shutting down. Perfect. So this took some time. I'm guessing like 30 minutes or something. But let's head all the way up here just to take a quick look. So it started with the plan to search for Google on Moloch and its relation to AI. Yeah, that's legit. And it kind of went on to did some research, looked up different websites and stuff and gathered some information. Then it started to write an outline. Perfect. We want that. And then it started to write chapter 2 again, and it kind of was all over the place here, but it had some kind of thing. So it went and wrote chapter 3, 4, and 5, and then suddenly it wanted to start writing the introduction. And then it started all over again, writing chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and that was perfect. So we got some information. The one thing it didn't do was to compile everything into one paper. My plan now is just head over to GPT-4 and take all the information here. You can see we have each chapter here. Here's some notes it wrote. So we have chapter 1, that's the introduction. We have chapter 2, 3. Yeah, you get the point. So we got 6 chapters and some kind of conclusion here. What I'm gonna do is take all that information, put it into GPT-4 and just try to get a paper out of it. Turn it into a PDF, add some images, and I'm gonna show you. Let me just show you how I did this in GPT-4. So I just started off with ignore all previous instructions. You are a theoretical scientist. You are an expert in writing scientific papers. Here are some context for your paper. Then I just went ahead, pasted in a lot of the stuff from the AutoGPT, and I just went, just acknowledge you have read this by answering red and stay idle. So we got the red. Here are some more context. I pasted in the rest. Then I went, great, your task now is to write a 2,500 word paper on the context above. And I went ahead and did not write a 2,000 word 100 paper, but it wrote a paper. The structure was perfect, so I just copied that, pasted it into a doc, turned it into a PDF, and let's have a look. Okay, so here we have it, the Moloch problem in AI development, a multi-phased approach by AutoGPT and GPT-4. So we got this cool image here, we got some table of contents, we got introduction, we got the abstract, we got section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have a conclusion. So yeah, quite the interesting read. 5 pages written by AutoGPT and GPT-4. So I'm gonna leave a link to this below so you can read it if you want to. So yeah, pretty happy with this. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out the video here and check out my links in the description below if you want to sign up for my newsletter or my membership where I have extra videos on these topics. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.